Do you? I was kind of curious, like, on what your thoughts are. I guess, like, whenever you have, like, say, like politicians, for example, go after video games as being quote unquote murder simulators, in a sense, like where they teach you how to do bad things out there, or antisocial behavior, if you will.
Here's what I've always believed, and that I've seen that the evidence lines up with. If you go back to the period of the world wars in the last century, a really senseless number of people died. And then color television showed up, and team sports on color television became a really big deal. And you'll notice that warfare and casualties from warfare, it has gone way, way down in developed countries that have a lot of people watching televised sports. I'm not trying to say that the world is violence free today. In fact, it's shocking how much violence there is. How many civil wars there are going on. Every year you have 50 to 100 conflicts around the world in which at least 100 people die. And of course, we have mass shootings on a daily basis in America. So we have some serious problems around violence. But I think that if you take away the ways that people can direct their desire to track targets and hit them, which you do in sports, which you do with guns, and if you can take your interest in military into simulations, and there's a lot of serious gun owners that spend a lot of time playing games like PUBG or Call of Duty, it's a question of how do you channel the testosterone? Because I think history has shown is that it's going to go somewhere, and there's going to be an excess amount of it sometimes that triggers a world war. And you're better off basically providing places where that energy can be, I don't know, what's the word?
Be like an outlet, basically, or
yeah, exactly. And again, this theory's been around since the beginning of games that they're a horrible thing for people to do. I mean, I think there were probably plenty of mothers that thought Pong was evil,
right?
and that they wanted their kid to watch situation comedies instead. I mean, but the reality is that there's more brain development going on if I'm playing Pong. But a lot of people just don't understand it, and they also don't appreciate that. Well, hey, if my kid plays some action game where they're flying and they get instant flight, and then they start using a flight simulator, and next thing they want to take flight instruction, and next thing you know, they've got a career as an airline pilot. I mean, there's all kinds of constructive things, and again, there's just no evidence that is what causes someone to become a violent person that does something bad to somebody in the real world.